ever feel like you need permission to have a down day? Maybe you're in a little bit of a funk. Maybe you have a lot going on. Maybe you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and just don't feel yourself. What do you do with days like that? On the Socket podcast, we always try to keep things really positive and uplifting and just happy for the most part. I live my life in that way. That tends to be my set point. I wake up for most days and I feel great. Today I woke up and I slept well, but I kind of woke up in one of those weird REM phases. So I felt a little groggy and a little tired. We've had a couple of things going on with some close family members and friends that have just been unsettling a little bit. I've been working my butt off at the practice. We have a lot going on. We're doing a build out. We're bringing on a new team member. We're changing our processes. And it feels like every day there's 7 more things that gets added to my list. It's cold out in Chicagoland. Today is actually a teeny bit warmer. It's just below freezing, but it's just been kind of cold and dreary and snowy. I just want some sunshine. Some of my clothes don't fit very good. So I tried something on and I was like, oh, it just doesn't feel good. What else? We're still in the middle of COVID, which, things are continuing to get better and improve, but we're almost a full year in on things not being normal. And while I am still going to the office and doing some things, there's lots of things that I'm not doing, lots of things that aren't happening that I enjoy. And I know for many people, it's worse than I have it. I'm young, I'm healthy. I know some people have people in their families that have health issues that they have to be a lot more diligent about what they're doing and where they're going. So I don't pretend that I have it all that bad. However, today I just don't feel that great right now. I don't feel that happy. I'm not miserable, but I certainly am just, like I said, having an off day. So I was trying to think about what I was going to talk about today. I knew I wanted to tape a podcast, and I had a couple of other topics I might talk about. I'm like, you know what? I just don't feel that right now. I don't want to talk about that right now. What I want to talk about is, what do you do when you have a down day, when you have an off day? For me, I think it's time to look a little inward and make sure, is there something you need to correct on your end? Is there a conversation you may need to have? Is there a better way of taking care of yourself that you need to have? Is there some exercise you need to plug back into? For me, I'm going to tape this podcast, and then I have a family Zoom with my dad, stepmother, and sister. And then I think I'm going to give myself permission to lay down for an hour. Chances are I won't fall asleep, but maybe just rest my eyes, put on a podcast, put on a meditation, and just have a little bit of quiet downtime. Normally when I have these days, they don't last for that long. But when you're in the middle of them, sometimes it can feel as if you're not going to kind of crawl out of it. I know there are other people that really, they're struggling way more intensely than I am. I made a post on the Socket community talking about telling someone that you love them, calling a friend and saying you love them, because you never know when they might want it or when they might need to hear that. And one of my friends commented that she went through a really difficult time about a year ago. And I really appreciated her posting what she did, because all of us go through difficult times. All of us go through phases of our lives that just don't feel comfortable or don't feel right. And for some people, those times can go even deeper, where things become unsafe. People get into places where they feel as if they truly can't get out of them. And sometimes if that happens for just a long enough period of time, there can be danger there. So if you're listening to this and you are really struggling with that, having any type of deep emotions, dark emotions, I really encourage you to phone a friend, call a family member, tell someone you need some help, and get that help that you need. But for what I'm talking about today, I'm just talking about the blah days. there are so many different ways that you can kind of pull yourself out of that and get to a better space. But for many times, like I said, some days it's just better to sink into it a little bit and accept the fact that today is not going to be your most productive day. Today is not going to be at the top of your list of days that you want to look back on. Today is not going to be exceptional. Today is just going to be the day it's going to be. And if you don't fight against that too much when you're in that space, sometimes it's okay. And then go to bed early, drink tons of water, eat a good meal, get a great night's sleep, and most likely when you wake up on the other side of that, you'll have a much better day the next day. So it's okay if every once in a while you have a down day. Have a good one.